Hi everyone, it's Catherine here and thanks for joining me on my channel today. I'm going to be sharing with you a process video for Scrap the Boys. You would have seen that in the intro. I'm just sharing with you, I've pre-cut this cut file by Paige. It's called Bent Up Flower Garden Background, and I'm just trying to work out what to back that with. And I really like that violet kind of plain cardstock, so I'm going to go with that. And I've got this photo of my son looking at all the bees collecting pollen from the jacaranda trees that have lost their flowers. This photo was taken in about December, and yeah, I just thought it was a really cute picture to try and scrap, because the title of this challenge is put a flower on it. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity to scrapbook this moment. And so I'm just distressing the edges here, and I backed that with a paper from the Horizon collection. But the rest of the products I use today are from Paige Evans' Bloom Street collection. And I really like this title. It's Live Life in Full Bloom. And I thought that was really fitting for this. And I knew that I wanted to use a lot of these bee die cut ephemera from the collection. So I've picked those out, and I'm just going through the sticker pack here. This is a sticker pack from scrapbook.com, so it's got some iridescent kind of foiling on it. You might not be able to see in the video because of the lighting, but yeah, it really shows up in real life. So I've got this piece from I think it's one of the ephemera pack, and I'm just going to go ahead and sort of cut out the bee so I can slip that title in behind. And I've cut out, yeah, both of those bees, and I'm just putting that title in underneath there so that it sits and the bees are still prominent. And I'm trying to work on this kind of diagonal section. So yeah, I wanted, a cluster at the top, then the main cluster with my photo in it, and then a cluster down the bottom. And yeah, as you can see, I sort of fuss around a bit with what I'm going to put there. I'm going through the 2x2 paper packs there, just to see if I can pick anything out from that area. And again, yeah, the bee's really working, and I'm just flipping through the die cut ephemera. They're reasonably large pieces, and I wasn't sure what to use, but yeah, I did like that frame, and I thought that could kind of sit behind as a layering piece. And I like the iridescent kind of, on that. So I do go ahead and fussy cut these ephemera pieces, because I just felt like there was too much white around them. So I've just cut that off a little bit. And again, yeah, I wanted to kind of use the purple to tie in with the jacaranda flowers. But you'll see me kind of, yeah, go through a few different things and work out what's going to work. I wanted to use this tag, but I was trying to get that color in there, but I wasn't sure. I wanted to stamp my date on it as well, so I wasn't sure how to quite use that. As you can see, just going through a lot of different die cuts, trying to work out what I can make work there. And I think it was because all of these flowers I'm trying to use have kind of got that white border, and to me they're just not standing out enough on that white background. And so I'm just trying to work out what I can make kind of pop. And I this is just from the branding strip, and it said Daydream, and I really liked the purple and the sentiment, so I wanted to try and use that. And I thought maybe Beautiful Daydream would work. But then once I pull out these flowers that I've cut from one of the papers, it just starts to pop. And I'm really liking, how that's standing out on the background now instead of kind of blending into it. So I go through and I'm just trying to find the right shaped flowers that I've fussy cut out there to sit in a couple of these different clusters. And that to me is now really, really starting to work, and I'm happy with how it's coming along. The one, that die cut in the top corner says sunshine and happiness. So I thought that was a perfect little sentiment for this layout as well. Yeah, so I'm starting to get happy, to be happy with yeah, how this is kind of coming together. And so I've moved that purple tag into closer to the photos, just to be able to stamp my date on. And then I'm coming in, I've got this white twine that I thought I would dye with some distress oxides in milled lavender. And I really like this color, so I was trying to dye that twine, that white twine in this color. To be honest, it didn't work out overly well. But it pulls up a little subtlety of that lavender color. And I'm also pulling out some twine that's got some sort of silver foiling through it, because I wanted to put it in a couple of these tags. There's this one here and then the one at the top of the photo. So I'm going ahead and just getting that all set. And yeah, I wanted to distress this edge as well, like I had the photo. So I'm just going around and distressing the edges there. And I'll start sticking everything down. I've left a fair bit of this process in. So yeah, please let me know if you want to see, the full process, or if you'd prefer I kind of cut. I quite often cut out the sticking down of things, but I just thought I'd give a full view of my process today. So yeah, here you can see I'm just putting in a bit more twine in that little hole there for that sort of frame. And I'm going to use that other piece in the bottom corner just to give a bit more kind of colour to that bottom corner as well. So yeah, as you can see, I'm sticking that down. And then I go and take out my roller date stamp. I'm not sure where this one's from actually. And I'm going to just stamp the date there to put in the top above my photo. So as you can see, I do go through, throughout this video, and I do go through and use a few different types of glue and tape runner, and also double-sided tape. That blue tape runner there that you can see is just one I pick up from Officeworks here in Australia, and I find this the best one. I can't pronounce the name, but it's Kokuyo, and yeah, it's really good. So I am just using some foam tape here, just to really give those bees some dimension. I'm just going to continue going through and sticking things down. And I'm not sure, like I've had the layout done for a little while now, and it still seems to be stuck down. So the combination of the tape seems to be working. I wasn't sure what would happen, because it is so much dimension. So, as you can see from the cut file, like I've, it cut on my machine, and then I've gone through and, bent up each of those flowers to give it a lot of dimension. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this is coming together. Just sticking everything down. Like I said, if you prefer to see just the process of kind of laying out the embellishment, please let me know, and I will adjust videos. But I just thought I'd put in the whole process here so that you get a good view of, what it's like to put the layout together. So like I said, I'm just going ahead and adhering all of these clusters together. So sticking down the bees with some foam tape to give them some dimension. And I'd forgotten I hadn't stuck down my background. So here I'm going through and using some double-sided tape. Then I'm just trying to work out which way I wanted to have the flowers on the background. And I will go ahead and stick this down. So what I do to stick stuff down like this, and when I'm doing, even, if I'm matting it on a border as well, like I go ahead and line up one piece of that tape, and then take the other pieces off, so I can just go around there to get it stuck down as even as possible. And yeah, it wasn't too bad, but there was just one edge that was just a little bit off, so I'm just trimming that off with my scissors. It was pretty good. So yeah, now I'm happy with that whole photo cluster. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, stick it down with some double-sided tape. And I'm not worried about sticking all the leaves down in the background there because, that'll give it a bit more dimension as well if they sort of sit off the page. Yeah, so as well, I was just using some wet glue in my fine line bottle just to stick down that edge of the frame because I'd only placed it there with some tape runner before. So just pushing that down, making sure it sticks on that dimensional background. Putting a bit more foam tape there. And yeah, I mainly just stick this through with that double-sided tape. Again, I do the same here. I just put the double-sided tape through that tag section to stick that whole cluster down. And a little bit of wet glue there as well for some of those leaves, just in case. So I thought I was going to be finished here, just sticking down a few more bits of foam tape on those wings of the bees to give them that dimension. But yeah, I decided I needed a little bit more around this title, and especially because that frame in that corner felt like it was just a little bit too, the cuts and those lines were just a little bit too stark. So I go ahead and put this other flower cluster here, and just this little one here to cover that edge. And it actually makes that stand out a little bit more. So now I'm taking some of Vicki Boutin's texture paste in silver, and I've just watered it down a little bit, and I'm using this fan brush here just to do some splatters around the page. They don't show up too much on camera, but in real life, you can really see that splatter, and it gives it a nice finish. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend you go and check out the Scrub the Boys Facebook page and also the blog for all the challenge details. Thanks for watching my video today. Bye.